Hey guys, it's layout update time. Oh, wait a minute, but you're running trains here. Yeah, it's part of the layout update. We're gonna just do a little drive-by here. I'm gonna show you a couple new cars I got and a little bit of weathering I started doing on one of the other cars. The center beam car for the lumber there. I started doing a little weathering on it. So let's just go ahead and we're gonna back this thing up. We'll take a look at the cars and then we'll talk about my expansion plans and what I have kind of settled in on. So let's go here, we'll back this thing up. I figure what's a layout update without a little bit of trains running, you know? So let's see here, this is nothing, just a couple extra cars right here. Got a couple gondolas. These cars are actually gonna get classified. All right, here we go. Center beam car. Started doing some rusting up on it. And the funny thing is I only did one side, I still gotta do the other one. So that's the first pass at least, is trying to get that center beam looking not so perfectly new. And then I got 3 new cars, 3 new hoppers. And haven't really done any weathering on these guys yet other than the trucks, if you take a close look there. Just kind of rusted up the wheels, touched up the trucks just a little bit. Still got to do a lot more. Yeah, looking good. Finally got some hoppers in, and those are center flow hoppers. I've been trying to get center flow hoppers forever, and finally found those. So, all right, let's go take a look at the layout expansion plans. All right, so as you guys know from the prior layout update video, my expansion plans, I was thinking about something along these lines, like 2 helixes, just kind of rebuilding the entire thing, and lots of great comments. Thank you very much for all the input, both pro and con, and just, you know, everything. Lots of stuff to think about, and got me to kind of thinking about my current layout, and you know, because this thing would entail tearing the current layout down and kind of starting fresh, and I really didn't want to do that because I do like my layout. It's not that I don't like it, and I want to replace it. I was just trying to figure out how to be able to expand it and add on to it. And way back before I came up with this plan, one of the other plans I had is let me just kind of pop over here for a second. We got to move our train out of the way. Oops, come on, back into the yard, guy. Because I want to take a look at the actual map of what I am modeling here in Southern California. So, again, starts out here in Los Nidos Yard, kind of comes down, Cerritos, La Mirada, comes around Anaheim, Stanton, here's the junkyard and everything, comes down here and ends up in Huntington Beach. Well, this line also continues on, does a little bit of street running over here in sort of Santa Ana on the east side of the 5 freeway over here, and then actually comes out heading east a little bit over here. That's actually called the Tustin Industrial Lead, but it's actually, I think, in Santa Ana, and I think the locomotive that services that is called the Marlboro Local. Go figure. Anyway, so there's a little bit of extra that I can do right there, and the whole point is if you take a look at where it splits off here and does some street running and then ends up in that sort of Santa Ana section, right, to the east right here, that's right here in Anaheim and right before we head down into Huntington Beach. So my prior plan, right, we start out in the yard Los Nidos, we come around here, we head into La Mirada, Cerritos, and you know, everything's kind of compressed here. We get into Anaheim, right? And this is actually heading down into Huntington Beach, right? All the way down there to the lumberyard. But the whole plan initially was that we can continue this on. This just doesn't go back around to make a loop into the yard. It was expansion also. We're going to come out here. I'm sorry if I'm swinging this around, but some of the older guys that have been around here will remember this plan, is that we're going to come off of here and basically have another island coming down this way, right? all the way to the end. So basically just another island right here that connects up like an L shape right there. And that was going to be that little section that goes out into Santa Ana. And so what I did then is I kind of liked that idea, and I just kind of fell back to it and said, well, that's really kind of what I wanted to do. So scratch the giant helix, all that rebuild crapola. What I did was I went on Google Maps, and also the what is it, like the Open Rails. I can't remember the exact site on there, but it shows, it's sort of like Google Maps, but it shows you all of the rail lines everywhere. And this is just a general sort of layout of what the track plan is over there. It's kind of interesting because this line that comes in here, which kind of just turn this around here so it lines up with what we would be doing, right? Because right out of here, we kind of come out of our little section right there, come straight across. If we just came across this way, that's this line right here. And let me get around this way. Sorry, hope this makes sense. But anyway, what happens is it actually comes out to a dead end over here. And then there's a runaround track right there. And then it's actually interesting because it sort of like backs into the whole industries that are out here on that industrial lead. Now there's two industries that are currently serviced there. There is one, and I'll just kind of turn this around so I can read it. But there's two industries. There is a place called Westpac and another place called FX1. Westpac is, they get tank cars. They do a whole bunch of like, I'm sorry, no, scratch that. They get hoppers. And they've got silos. They make sort of drywall stuff, like drywall paste and spackle and all that stuff. So lots of hoppers come in there. And they've got nice little big silos and stuff like that, where they keep them all, and the couple little conveyor belts and stuff in between buildings and things like that. And then it kind of snakes its way around, and the final industry that they actually have is this one called FX1, which the closest I can figure out is they make some sort of like the stuffing that goes into cushions, couches, car seats, I don't know, that kind of stuff. But they get tank cars, pretty much exclusively from what I've seen, right? And there's a few videos out there. If you look at Marlboro Local, if you look, do a search on YouTube for that, you'll see the guys switching these two facilities out, or at least a lot of them doing this one. And there's, like I said, I think I've seen a couple videos of them doing the one all the way at the end here. So that's going to be my plan, except this takes up a lot of space. I kind of obviously straightened this thing out. This is just a quick sketch. And then what I did was, in order to have this run around, I kind of had to modify things around a little bit. So I went into AnyRail, and I came up with sort of this. So we still get our runaround in here, but we're not doing, up this way and then backing into the industry, because I just don't have the space right there, right? So we have a runaround beforehand where we can shove back into here to get this industry done, because you can see that's that would be a facing spur, right? This would be a trailing one if we just came up this way and backed in here, right? So kind of interesting. There's a dead spur right here. Again, this is just rough idea. Maybe add another little industry down here that's make-believe that's not really there. But that's my thinking, with a couple of streets here, because street scenes always look good. And this is enough space to do two nice industries with maybe a little extra one over here, and then have it scenic really properly for the way that location looks. So that's sort of the plan. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, and also, like I said, there's street running between where this thing cuts off and heads down into Santa Ana. I can't do the street running. I mean, I guess I could do a little section right here, but one of the other things that I wanted to do is kind of have a bridge of some sort, and it does cross the Santa Ana River, which is, in LA, it's all concrete river kind of thing, right? So big sort of viaduct thing there, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so that's what this section right here is going to be, right? So we'll have a bridge. It goes over this little section. We've got our runaround, and then off we go into our two new industries. And so I'm gonna have to change the tape over here. You can see there's the tape for the prior, you know, kind of guesswork. But this is the way it's gonna be situated right here. So there's the yard, and then we will have this thing coming off of here, obviously kind of down here someplace. I'm still looking at having like 3 feet to 4 feet in between the two sections right here. So well, that's the update. Now we just got to get some more lumber, get building, get motivated. I think that's the plan though. And then, yeah, we should get started pretty soon on that before it gets any hotter in here in Southern California. So guys, again, hope you enjoy that update. I look forward to building this expansion and sharing the progress with you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, blah, 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 all that stuff. See you in the next operations video, which will probably include a couple of these pretty little hoppers over here going out onto the layout. Till next time, guys, take care, bye.